Okay, this is a demonstration of my Mr. Sound system, and I'm having a couple of issues with the sound transitioning from the startup sequence to the idle sequence. Quick rundown of what we got. Here's the lead coming from the throttle off the receiver. It Y's. I've got one going to the sound card, one going to the throttle channel. I've got two speaker installation. I waited for the ESC to initialize, then I plugged in my Mr. Sound card power. And when I went to transition from the startup sequence to the idle sequence, the startup sequence shut down abruptly. It almost like a clipping of all the sound. The speakers clipped off the sound, and then it started up again with the idle sound. Okay, here's a demonstration. Here's a demonstration of what's going on with this plane now. You'll see when I start up. It's going to go into this endless loop of shut down and start up. There it goes. Airplane 6. Did you hear that? Just weird stuff like that's going on, and I haven't done anything to it. And now it starts up again when I pushed the throttle up just a little bit and went to startup mode again. Now it's not starting up. Oh, there it goes. On its own, out of the blue, decided to trigger the startup shutdown sequence, and no one's touching anything.
It's not that board you're just holding it by, is it?
Yeah, because that's pretty loose on there.
No, that's a speaker.
Just a speaker. There it goes. Now it's continuously starting up. You hear that click and it starts up. Have you tried and the throttles are working perfectly. Yeah, everything syncs with the throttles perfectly. It's the sound card itself. I mean the throttle themselves. Yeah. There it goes again on its own. Shutting down, starting up. You should.
You know, the thing to do would be to plug a servo into here and make sure that the connection is good here, because it might be the...
Airplane. Airplane. Airplane.
Why does it keep going airplane 6?
Airplane.
See the light?
Airplane.
It's
Airplane.
It's like something's
the
down.
processor's fun.
Airplane. Airplane.
The processor's stuck in a loop. Whether it's some kind of output on your...
Airplane.
No, so it's... No, oh it is. It has something to do with your throttle.
You think it's the throttle setting from the transmitter, or is it something that's a voltage problem?
No, I think it's some kind of either the problem with a lead or intermittent or something, because
It's definitely intermittent.
Plugged into the system or not. I guess before I sent it back to the guy, I would take a receiver and plug it directly into the receiver, into this, without any of the airplane wiring.
Okay.
And if it works consistently, then you know it has something to do with the airplane.
Right.
So I guess that's your due diligence before you send the card back to the guy.
I mean, aren't I doing that by removing this right here? Because all I've got is it's coming right from the receiver up the throttle channel to this. Nothing else is plugged in.
It's not coming right from the receiver. There's another lead, there's all this stuff going on.
Right. Okay. I can do that.
I guess, I mean, I think the first thing I'd do would be to plug a servo into here and see how the servo works.
I mean, and this is my throttle for the airplane, so I'd be having issues with all kinds of problems in flight if I was not getting to that.
But plug a servo into here and make sure the servo is working perfectly and that this still works when a servo is plugged in.
Okay. All right, we'll try that.
That'll help isolate it.
Where did you get that?
That time it worked perfectly. It transitioned perfectly. Now I'm going to go ahead and shut down again.